So moving along, this is quite a well-established fish market there. You can hear that noise there, which is probably louder than my voice. It's making the ice, which goes into polystyrene containers, and they'll take that around to various places that will buy it from them. So this is moving along, and now the boats, these boats used to go into this inlet, and now they're not allowed to. So not quite sure how they're handling that. But what happened was what I thought the last time I did a video here, and that is that they were going to close that off. So not only are they closing this off, but there must be a place there. Either they are going to have an inlet so that there can be some, at least some self-leveling place or inlet into this, but this is where they used to come into this area, and now they're not able to. So they must have made some provision, because I see there's a big boat there, but it looks like it's listing to one side, so quite likely it's not actually functional, and they haven't moved it, so it's their fault. It will stay there forever, because Filipinos never seem to actually quite trash anything. But over there is a ghetto, which you'll find those are a lot of houses on stilts, as you can see. Now, this is the area of San Francisco, not quite the one that we used to leave our heart in. As you can see, it's stilted houses with very little in the way of drainage, shall we say. Catch as cats can, all very poor housing, and that will all be removed, I'm suspecting. And there is this huge wall that which has been built, which you can see there. Now that was built, and it goes right around and joins land, and it comes here. This actually, the last time we were here, had been left just enough to get these boats in, and the boats were able to go in there where they anchored for the night. They are the pump boats that carry materials out to the smaller islands. You can just about see one of the smaller islands there. Not easy for me because I can't actually see what's on the screen because the sun is very bright. But these guys have now been with these fishermen and cargo carriers out to the islands, have had to find a different way of doing business. But you can see this one here, look, with the man in the pink, and they've got stuff there. It's all tied together. Not quite sure what that is. And there's another one there, look, looks a little bit like a barge. So now this has been since I was here last. Now you can see that there is a seawall in construction. It's going to come around here and join up over there. They'll fill all of this in, and this will become part of the port. Over there you can see there's a ferry. I think, not sure whether you can get your car on that ferry, but there is a place where you can put your car on the ferry and go out to one of the other islands, if they have cars on those other islands. When we used to go out to Grandma's Island, which I think is over there, that one on the horizon, there were no cars on the island. Now this is all the bracing that's going on now, all the shuttering for putting up the concrete on this wall, and you can see the level that it's at, and you can see how they've been dropping materials here for infill. So this is all going to be continued. There's the groundwork going in, and it goes right along there. See, so they put this shuttering up, fill it with rocks, and then the concrete is poured in after that and goes where it will. Now, about, let me see, 3 or 4, maybe 5 years ago, they posted a huge information sheet was posted in at various points in Taliban, which talked about, I think, 3 or 4 hectares of all of this is going to be reclaimed. Well, we're already doing very well on that 3 or 4 hectares, just putting up this part here. If you look, when all of this is filled in and concreting, it will go right to the other island there, or the other part. That, as I said, is San Francisco, and all of that will possibly be brought down. It will come down. So all of those people who have probably been there for many, many years will be forced to find other accommodation. One of the prices for progress. So now they've obviously taken this level here and they've taken it right out. The wall will continue and join on to that wall there, which is what I call that little promenade, little tiny thing. So, but all of this for them will come, and it will all be in concrete, and it will go right out to there. So it confirms what is only my opinion, my belief, that so much is planned for Taliban. It is expanding beyond what you would normally see as normal incremental steps towards a better city or town. It's beyond that. And this, as I was saying, of the area that they were going to reclaim, it was going to have a huge industrial estate placed on that. Huge. 3 or 4 hectares of reclaimed land. If you look at from there right out to the shoreline, all of this water will disappear. It will all be massively infilled, and it will form a new industrial estate. So the biggest investor in the city of Taliban, or the town of Taliban, is this building here, which is Al Taurus. So they will be facing some serious competition. How much they know, I would think it's more like how little do they know. They probably know everything that's going on. Here it's quite different. The mayor of a town, a barangay, an area, has a great deal of power. Beth is always critical of some of the places that we go through, 1 or 2, and she always says this is a very corrupt leader because very little has happened to the town. It has hardly changed in the 10 years that we've been here and travelling through that town. But here, with this lady that is now the mayor, huge change is happening, which we of course hope is all for the better. So that's enough waffling from me. If you find this of interest, if you know people who are thinking of coming to the Philippines, especially to the island of Bohol, don't forget to share and always to like, because in doing so it helps us a great deal, because the artificial intelligence has a look at what is being liked and what isn't, or being ignored, and it helps to increase our income, which of course we're depending on very much to include and to show the material that we do, the content. Bye for now.